Morning, children. This is JC Benoy, your SST teacher. I hope you all are all having a nice day and are ready to start with your lessons of the day. Okay. Now, today we're going to do with Civics, Chapter 1, Understanding Diversity. So, what is the name of our lesson? Understanding Diversity. Now, have you seen the picture of the rainbow which is on the screen? Is it of the same color? Is a rainbow in one color? And how would the rainbow look if it was only in one color? It wouldn't be that impactful, correct? So, why is the rainbow so beautiful? It is beautiful because it is varied. There are varied colors in the rainbow. Okay, varied means different. Okay, what does the word varied mean? Different. Okay, so the rainbow looks pretty because it is so different. There are so many different colors in it, and that is why it looks so beautiful. Now, if you look at the people around us in India, okay, what will you see? Will you see the same kind of people in India? Do the people look everywhere the same? No, right? We look different. Depending on where we are from, we look different. Okay? Correct? You must have observed it amongst your friends also. Now, this difference is called as diversity. What is this difference called? It's called as diversity. Okay? What does the word diversity mean? It means that every person, every individual from different states, from different parts of the country are going to be different, and that is called diversity. Okay, what is it called? Diversity. So there is this famous quote by Ola Joseph. It says, diversity is not about how we differ, diversity is about embracing one another's uniqueness. Okay, what does uniqueness mean? A very special quality. Okay, so each person's special quality, when we accept that, that is diversity. So diversity is not just having people around, but we have to learn to accept that diversity is important. There are different people from different parts of the country, and every different person is important and should be respected. Okay, so there is this other quote by Mahatma Gandhi: no culture can live if it tries to attempt to be exclusive. What does that mean? If Indians try to say that we want only one particular kind of people and excludes all the others, so that will not survive, it will not work. Okay, and Jawaharlal Nehru, our first prime minister, was the person who coined the phrase unity in India with respect to India. Here's a quote by him which explains what unity in diversity means. Okay, he says, culture is the widening of the mind and the spirit. Okay, this is a quote by Jawaharlal Nehru, our first prime minister. So what does that mean? It means that we are different, and we need, when we learn to accept people from different communities, from different sections, from different backgrounds, we ourselves are also going to grow as human beings and spiritually. Okay, now this is an image of the various religions that we have in our country, of the various cultures that we have in our country, and of also the various kinds of customs and traditions that we follow in our country. Correct? So this is what one kind of diversity. So now we're going to look at different types of diversity in India. So India has immense diversity. We have diversity in geographic landscape. Okay, can you see? Are all, if you if you travel across India, are all the places in India the same? No. Okay, geographically, okay, are they same? No, there are lofty mountains, big huge mountains in the north of our country. Then we have the beautiful coastline in our south, and the desert on the west, and we also have those tropical rainforests in the east. So our country is diverse not only in terms of the cultures that we follow, but we also are diverse in our geography. Okay, how does the geography impact our customs? The geography decides how people are going to dress. Okay, what are their food habits, All that is impacted because of the geography of that area. Okay. Next is our languages. We speak so many different languages. If you pay attention, I have put up the scripts that are followed in the different parts of our country. Is it the same? No. So even our languages in India are different, okay, and that is diverse. What does the word diverse mean? It means different, okay. Now let's come back to religions. Can you see all those images on the sides? Yes, so India is so diverse, okay. We have so many different religions that we follow, like Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, Buddhism, Jainism, Zoroastrianism, okay, Judaism. So there are so many different religions that we follow in our country, and each religion, each region from which state they come from, or even in a state if they are from the coast or from the central part of that state, all that matters, all that affects the dresses, the eating habits, and the customs of the people in that area. Okay, even Hindus have different ways of performing certain rites or celebrating different festivals depending on which part of the country they are. Similarly with the Christians and the Muslims, so everybody has something different in the way that they have with their India cultures, okay, depending on from which state or from which area they come from. Okay, now how did India become so diverse? Okay, it affects our clothing also, correct, our clothes that we wear, okay, how we look, all that is affected by the geography, by the religion, by the customs of our place. Now how did this diversity come across? It came across from, like I said, landforms, then the climate of that area, okay, and it's the food that we get to eat. So all this impacts the diversity in our country. That is how the diversity came across, okay. And also there were different groups of people apart from geography. It was different groups of people who came to India over various periods of time. Like now in the previous lesson we had seen about prehistoric period, correct. We saw that there were early human settlements right from the Indus Valley civilization to Karnataka. But we also saw that the Aryans came into India. They came and they brought the Vedic age, and after that there was a lot of difference. And then the Mughals came. They set up their kingdoms here. There were many other rulers who came, foreigners who came from outside, and they set up their kingdoms here. Okay, they ruled over India for certain periods, and they all left some or the other change in the country. Even Alexander the Great had come to India and invaded the country, and it has changed the customs or the traditions, or it has always had an impact on the way of life of the people. And the latest invasion that we can remember is by the British, correct. So they also brought their own culture, and they also ruled over our country for so many years, correct. So that has all impacted our country, okay. But in spite of all this, we choose to stay united, okay. When we regained our freedom, it brought, we have studied about our freedom struggle, correct. It brought the whole country together, irrespective of from which cultural background they were from. The whole country came together to fight for national independence, and that is when Jawaharlal Nehru coined the term unity in diversity, okay. And what does that it mean? It means we are one. In spite of our differences, we are one. We follow different cultures, languages, traditions, we eat different food, but all that, in spite of all these differences, we are one, okay. That is what this lesson tells us, unity in diversity, okay. It is understanding diversity, but at the end of the day, we have to not only understand that we are diverse, but we also need to respect them. We cannot be disrespectful to people just because they are different from how we look. I'm leaving you with a quote from Mahatma Gandhi. It says, Our ability to reach unity in diversity will be the perfect present for the test of our civilization. It means that if we continue to live together in harmony, in peace, with respect to each other, that will be the test of time. Okay, we will stand the test of time. We have stood test of time for so long. We need to continue respecting diversity, respecting each other's culture, religion, customs, traditions, and remember that we are all Indians and we need to live together. Thank you. This brings an end to the chapter. Okay, we have finished with civics lesson 1. Okay, thank you.